Hi guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another episode of Conqueror's Blade. So about 4-ish months ago, something like that, I did a video basically, what can you learn from our own gameplay, which is where basically I went off, just recorded a blank siege battle, just a generic battle that I did, and then we kind of basically looked at the recording, broke it down, and went through it step by step to kind of see where I've been going wrong. And then sort of, it's amazing, I managed to see quite a few things I was doing, pretty stupid decisions I made just from watching it back once myself. But then you also pointed out quite a few good things in the comments. So yeah, I wanted to have another go at that and basically do that again, since it's been quite a while since we do it. Have I really improved at all since the last time I did it? So I'm just going to go and jump into a siege battle. I'm just going to do one battle, just record it, without commentary. And then we're going to come back, replay the battle, and basically have a look to see where I can try and improve. And hopefully it may give you a few tips on the way as well. So I shall see you all once I've got this battle recorded. So I've had my siege battle and I got it all recorded, and so we're now just over in the video player. And we're just going to basically take a look at this, sort of break through the different sections, take a look at my decisions, see sort of where I made the right decision and where I probably made the wrong decision, see where kind of things didn't pan out. So anyway, let's get this playing, because the start's always a little bit slow sometimes on these sieges, particularly as a melee player. So anyway, I spawned over nearer to the B point. First thought was, well, let's just get up on the walls, just bring my prefecture guards up, just dump them down here somewhere. I like the prefecture guards as a starting unit, particularly good if people come up ladders and stuff like that, really effective at just applying that damage really quickly, great at killing heroes and stuff like that. And first shot pans out quite nicely, I was quite pleased. But then, yeah, my artillery luck rapidly runs out, so we fortunately end up dropping it a little bit over, just about nearly taking that peasant's foot off, but not unfortunate enough to get a hit. And that spells the end of my artillery game. So then and I have this same problem pretty much in all sieges, and I guess a lot of melee players do, is kind of what you do now. So obviously, keeping people off the wall from a ladder point of view is something that's well worth doing, and I'm conscious of that. But by and large, unless it's a significant push, it's not really a problem. So for example, there's this guy coming up here, but they're knocking the ladders down to stop him from doing it. So I'm kind of looking around, is anyone really pushing up? There's nothing on the left or anything particularly that's been spotted. So I'm just kind of stuck a little bit until the game develops a little bit more, until siege towers start to get into position, or unless anyone makes a significant ladder push. And from my point of view, I would rather people come up the ladders. So when these heroes all start coming up here, you can hear the little clicking, I'm calling over my unit, but I actually want them to get to the top of the ladders. Because I think people like this, they tend to stand right in front of the ladders, and of course or push them off, and it stops people from coming up, and then they can just stand back on the floor. But in my opinion, it'd be much better if we come up, because he's now dead, that guy. And next time he dies, that really increases his respawn time significantly. It goes up to like 90 seconds. So getting early kills on heroes like that who just want to throw their lives away up a pointless ladder push is, in my opinion, really worthwhile. I want to encourage those people to come up onto the walls, so that I can kill them, because it's when we outnumber them so significantly, and I have a unit of prefecture guards here which can cover commander, etc. Really worthwhile in my opinion, but different people I guess see it differently. So then I'm sort of basically stuck in this at the moment. I'm waiting. I was hoping this guy, if I cleared it the way, would push his unit up, and then it'll just be a 30 unit kill, but he doesn't. He starts to get hit by the archer, so he pulls back down the ladder. And then I'm looking. Now at this point I guess I should, if I was paying a bit more attention to the minimap down here, you might notice there's quite a few people starting to build up around that gateway, and I still haven't really noticed that yet. I'm still sort of looking around, thinking about what I want to do. Is no one coming up with this siege tower yet in position? It's not. So I'm just sort of just looking around, trying to think about what I want to do. And you can see now they're starting to push through the gateway. I still haven't noticed at this point. Still haven't noticed. Still looking around. You just caught them glimpsing through the gate. So that is really poor situation awareness on my part. Now I notice. Now I think, oh crap, look at all these people rushing through the gateway. And there's really quite a push. And, I want to get there. I could already have been heading a chunk of the way there if I'd been paying a bit more attention. So I wasn't super impressed with myself with that. But anyway, I charge down. I've got my unit coming. They're pretty quick, these prefecture guards. Well, obviously I get there first. Try and just get some interrupts going on these Imperial Pike Guard. We choose to advance in the other direction, so that was good for me. Just some poor little musket in the wrong place at the wrong time. But yeah, these guys, they did their push, they caused a lot of damage, but then they're pretty much dead. Then this whole unit of spear sergeants comes in. I've now got them on drill mode, and yeah, this is really nice. I was really pleased with this, because as they retreat, look at that, the mop up, look at the kills we get. Lovely, lovely. That's what prefecture guards do so well. Decided to push on into these archers, because they were there and they were retreating. they're too late. Now I noticed the, if we saw that, let's just hop back a second because you'll see kind of a little bit of it. So I'm killing these guys here, and you'll see as I go out, I notice, just as I'm starting to kill the archers, I notice the Imperial Pike Guard on the right here. And you see them there, just the edge of them. I think, I know what's going to happen. I try and pull the unit out, but they've obviously already got the advance on, and it just clips the vast majority of the unit and wipes it out. So I'm left with only 5 people. So I think it probably was worth it, you know, particularly killing all those spear sergeants. Whether I should have pushed out into the archers or not, I don't know. If any other unit bar that Imperial Spear Guard had been there, it would have been Imperial Pike Guard, it would have been worth it. Always good to kill archers like that when you can get onto them. So I don't regret it. I don't think it was the wrong decision. It was just a bit unfortunate how it played out. So then I was thinking maybe I should change the unit. That's why I went to the supply point. But and then I was sort of pulling around and thinking, well, maybe I could just throw the unit away, get rid of these last 5 people, maybe they'll do a bit of damage. And I noticed there's quite a push going on. A look at B. Look at that mini-map. There's actually a real cluster of enemies. They're really clustering up and starting to push up and down these stairs, obviously trying to get onto the B point. So I just go straight in. I'm trying to get some assistance here. We've got some friendly Reapers coming up, which is good. I come in with my Prefecture Guards as well. They're still contributing. There's only 5 of them left, but they're on drill mode. They are getting a chunk of damage in at the sides. And I'm mostly focusing on trying to deal damage to the enemy heroes in this situation. They're the ones getting all the knockdown on me and others. That's what I'm trying to just focus on, getting damage on them. But we are picking up a few unit kills as well. And Prefecture Guards are still getting a few nice little bits done. As I start to swing around, I'm starting to picking up a few kills here. I think this is quite good at this point. Tried to push them back up the stairs. We're doing quite well. These Namkhans decided to retreat through me, so would have been rude not to kill them, really, wouldn't it? My Prefecture Guard's still going, the few of them left. And that's pretty much my lot. I'm out of health. I just knocked the Prefecture Guard onto attack. A 4-man unit, I think that was kind of worthwhile. Now, at this point, I kind of feel like I've got 2 choices. We know, well, it's just toggled off, but effectively A is in the process of being capped. And I feel like we've cleared up the bulk of the enemies at B, or at least killed a lot of their units, so they're not a massive threat. But I've not really got any health. So I was kind of umming and ahhing as, do I want to go and help A straight away, or do I pull back, heal up, and get a fresh unit? And I decided that I'd be better off, no point me getting there with this little health, because I'm just not going to survive. So I'd pull back, head to the supply point behind B, and go and get a fresh unit. And I think that probably was the right decision, even though it does mean that A is now still continuing to be capped. And after receiving those elite Imperial Pike Guards, I thought, well, let's have some Pike Guards of my own, throw back a bit of the fun. So we get the unit out, and I'm healing up. I found that you always might as well select the unit first, because while you're getting the unit out, you can heal. So it's a good, more efficient use of time. And then, yeah, this is a really interesting problem. So I've got this dual blades here. A shame I can't open up to show you in the zoom in, but there's no one else really here around me. Now, so I really have to deal with this dual blades, which looks like it's about to faceplant the floor, because otherwise they're just going to get the capture on B. So that's fine. She does that, and then disappears. And I see her again going towards the supply point. So I can't really just leave it, because they'll capture the supply point and get a unit out. So I have to chase, and I get caught in this sort of chase, and I feel like I'm really wasting time here. Look, an A has now been lost. So you sort of end up thinking, well, is it worth chasing this stupid dual blades around? But at the same time, considering that I've got no one else here to support me, if I just leave the B point, it's just going to start capping. So I was kind of annoyed about this, and then I thought, well, I was going up the stairs, let's just make sure that they're forced that way. Okay, and I was happy that they're now gone. But I feel like I could have made a real big difference probably to the A point if I didn't get caught up in that. And yeah, I'm not sure what the right decision was there, but I think at least I had to defend the actual B point. Should have chased back to the supply point. I don't know, I think it would be hard not to in a way, because of what you're going to lose if you don't. So that was kind of the problem I had there. Obviously, we've now lost the A point. There's not really a lot of point in me pushing up there, although there's still quite a push from our friendly team. The only thing we've got left is this sort of section of wall up here, and then followed by the B point. I'm thinking, well, maybe there's something we can do here. You know, I don't want to just sit around and wait for them to actually start to cap. So I'm thinking, well, see those spear guards, those spear sergeants, that'd be quite nice if they came this way. And then the unit starts to come up, so they lure back, which is perfect for me, and I put the advance on. And well, yeah, Imperial Pike Guards, eat your heart out. And obviously they just absolutely slaughter everything in their path. Really brutal. But, yeah, I think that was kind of completely worthwhile. Even though it's effectively I'm not defending a specific point. I'm not really helping anything specific. I'm not really contributing a lot. I'm trying to pull back with what I got left. Not really contributing anything to a specific thing. You know, I'm not holding a point on the ground because obviously A's already gone. You know, B's quite a way away, and considering they can now spawn inside the city, me defending that little bit of wall isn't super helpful. But it does give me an opportunity in that sense to catch quite a few enemies unaware and to deal quite a lot of damage, and it really kind of assists me. So I still think it was kind of a worthwhile move to do. Then I've got 4 guys left, so I might as well use them. I'm like, cooldown, come on, I'm trying to wait for the cooldown. Doesn't get it, and try to activate it. When we get it on, we get a few extra kills against these peasants. I just thought I might as well throw the remainder of the unit left. I thought there's not a lot of point in doing anything else, and unfortunately I end up getting surrounded. I try and roll out, but it's just too many heroes on me, too many muskets blasting away at me, and unfortunately I die. But we're 130 kills now for 1 death. We lost basically our Prefecture Guards and our Imperial Pike Guards. So the 2 of our better units in the game. They're 2 main units. So we're down really now to Pike Militia really is our next best shot. Then I'm looking at the minimap before I respawn back in. So this is kind of what, you know, I've got 7 seconds and I'm thinking, what am I going to do? I basically can spawn in here, or I can spawn in here to go for the main point. They're already on base, and a large chunk of the team seems completely unaware of it, at least. We've got 1 short bow here. You know, realistically, what is a short bow going to do against an Adachi and what looks to be a fairly large unit of enemies? A lot of our team are defending B, so we're still back in the spawn point, so we're just positioning archers and stuff. But no one's actually trying to defend the actual base point. And that's super good again. I'm thinking, come on, respawn timer. You know, even as I get back in, look, they start to recap again. They're starting to actually get the cap on. And make sure I select the right spawn point, and I'm then trying to race over there, because I'm thinking there's a real good chance we're going to lose here. And they've got maybe a quarter capped already, before we can really even form up and start to get there. Hopefully a few friendly teammates start to get the right idea, same as me, and come up to defend. I might as well chase these guys up the wall. Can't really see a lot with the camera angle from this point. I thought I might as well run up the wall chasing them. I've got my unit cooled. I'm not going to catch up for a while because obviously I ran over here with a horse. Just use my ultimate on this pawn of Adachi. There's too many friendly heroes here now for him to realistically escape. And we're just on a cleanup. Just finishing off these remaining pikes. Yeah, they don't really get up to much. Without a guy to sort of help assist them, they can't really do a lot, and they just sort of get wiped out. Our friendly pikes turn up. I can't get mine into brace or anything because of the angle on the stairs and stuff. So we finish them off. But B point's gone. So this is where I think I also make a few mistakes here now. So I'm kind of thinking about what I want to do next. So I'm currently up here on this stretch of wall here. I feel like, or I always feel on this map, holding this upper section of wall around the back of your point is super, super important to being able to win. Because if the enemy can get archers hit up here, they just start shooting you in the back, they start shooting you in this corner, and it's really game over once that starts to happen, in my opinion. So holding this wall is really important. But it kind of made me a bit static, and there's obviously nothing pushing up the ladders at that point, so I thought, well, I'll just set up a ballista here and snipe a bit from the back. Probably wasn't really the best use of time, was it? I ended up setting up this ballista. It takes a while for me to build it, and then go and donk my opening shot, as I think you'll see in a minute. Going for the hero, boop, straight into the ground. Good job, Evo. Good start. That's what we want. And then quite an enemy force starts to build up. And to be fair, we react pretty reasonably well. We're pushing forwards with our heroes. We've got some Imperial Pike Guard there going forwards. And we really managed to drive the bulk of them back. I'm just looking for any opportunities. And then I get trapped. It was obviously going to happen. It was a bit of a poorly positioned ballista. And then I thought, right, what am I doing? I'm just sitting at the wall of the back while the rest of the team's on the floor fighting, and I'm not really contributing anything from that location. I think I was wrong to stay up there for so long afterwards. I don't think it really helped anyone. I would have been better on the ground helping to push. So then I'm thinking, well, where next? Come over here to this corner. It's a bit of a classic spot. The problem with this corner currently is with the changes we've had to the Imperial Pike Guard, then, you know, it's very easy once they get round the corner. Then it becomes, you know, they can just sort of walk into you. It becomes super effective to counter even a big mass of pikes like that. So I'm thinking, well, maybe it'd be better if I, you know, pulled back out a little bit and pushed a bit wider, so we've got a bit more of an encompassing element. Narrowly dodging that trebuchet thrown in there, which actually didn't really seem to do a lot. Then we start to get the push. First, horses. I quickly managed to turn around. I got really lucky there. I managed to get my pike militia around in time, and we actually stop a really good chunk of that hussar charge. Or at least, even if we didn't stop the charge, we took casualties, but we at least got the kills on them. So I'm then calling my unit forward. I'm trying to deal with the heroes, trying to get this this spearman down. I thought if we can get him down, that's at least one less enemy we're dealing with. Killing off a few enemy pikes, but there's a lot of stuff coming, and I'm not sure what I could have really have done here. The enemy really grouped up as one and sort of pushed as a big mass. My pipe militia just get really pushed back hard. I'm trying to sort of just damage and stem the flow of some of the enemy units a little bit. Start trebling themselves, which I was pleased with. But look at them, there's just more and more people flooding in, and we just don't have any units here on point at all. They've cleared out around that corner completely, and I end up going down. I don't think there was a lot I could really do in this situation and that final ending, and that's kind of one part of this I think is really interesting. I'm curious to see if anyone else thinks they could have done something differently. We just sort of got overwhelmed. They managed to really group up tightly and push us sort of one, and then with some of us on the walls, some of us at different sides, it really was just kind of too much for us to realistically do much about it, I feel like. And yeah, that was a really kind of a disappointing ending to an otherwise quite a decent game. So yeah, I felt like it made for an interesting video, this one, hopefully. I think I spent too long on the wall at the back there. I think I could have been better off pushing up when we had that push at the beginning, when we started to clear their enemies out from the cap. Maybe if I'd been down there and kept the momentum going a little bit more, we would have got more kills and they wouldn't have grouped up quite so much for that big push at the end. That would have been a good thing to do. Building that ballista at the back, it was just in a bad spot. It was just really a waste of time, I think. I think holding the B point from that dual blades, I think even though it kind of sucks that it tied up me and my entire unit of pike guard for such a long time, I think it probably was the right thing to do. You know, there's no one else around. There's no point losing the supply point, and there's certainly no point losing the B point. So I think that probably was the right thing to do. Definitely, I think I need to increase my map situational awareness. You know, particularly as the enemy was pushing through that gate at the start, and I didn't notice for quite a long time until I turned around and saw them. If I looked at the minimap, it was quite clear to see that there was quite a large number of enemies pushing through that gateway. And I think that's a continual problem I can't seem to crack, is sort of getting out that tunnel vision and really starting to refocus on, you know, my situational awareness, starting to see how the game is developing and sort of adjusting accordingly. But I'd really welcome your comments on this down below. I really am interested to know kind of what you think. Where did you think I went wrong? What did you think I did well? And what would you have done differently? So thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel, of course, for a load more Conqueror Blade content, and I shall see you guys all in the next video.